Hello lovelies, in today's video we're talking all things fall fashion, in particular 7 different fashion trends for 2024 to wear if you hate trends. And what I mean by hate trends is that you don't want to go out and buy something new every single season, every single year. You want to be more mindful about your purchases, you want to save money, you want to be sustainable, be less wasteful, then this video is for you. The first trend is no surprise to anyone if you have noticed any fashion headlines whatsoever this year. It is leopard print. Leopard print is never a surprise for fall. I don't care what anybody said. I have been clocking fall fashion since this bizarre magazine back in the 90s with Linda Evangelist on the cover. And I specifically remember thinking to myself, leopard print. And ever since then, in every September Vogue, Bazaar, and Elle, there is leopard print on the menu. Now, it's in varying degrees, it's in different shades and kind of like contrasts, but overall, leopard print has always held its ground when it comes to fall. Now, this fall in particular, we have it more than ever because not only did it get started back in January with Mob Wife aesthetic, we all remember that one. And as a matter of fact, I have a really fun quiz where you can figure out if you're more Mob Wife or more Rich Mom aesthetic, just for fun. It's nothing serious, but if you love taking quizzes, then this is a great one to do. And so Mob Wife aesthetic took the world over by storm, especially after such a long period of so much quiet luxury and old money aesthetic where everybody's, an all camel and all beige, and suddenly there's this, mobster wife coming at you in leopard print. And it kind of felt very daring at the time, and it hasn't lost momentum. As a matter of fact, I don't recall a spring summer where leopard print was more prevalent than the spring summer in 2024. So now in fall, the fact that it's even gaining more ground is not surprising at all. And now what are some of the differences between some of the leopard prints of yonder year and right now? So the first way that it's different, it's a very classic, what they're calling a 90s leopard print, which is more of a real leopard print versus some of the leopard prints that we've seen in the last maybe like 2 to 3 years where they're a little bit more graphic and more cartoonish, or some of the Amazon prints that we see that are kind of embedded with neons or even different color blocking. That is not so much what we're seeing. And the reason this trend excites me, in particular in the context of this video, is because most likely you have something leopard print in your closet, whether it's a scarf, accessories. I just recently got some really fun boots by Franco Sutter that I'll pop here, and I've already been styling them and figuring out different ways to wear them, even though according to me, we're still in summer. It kind of related to this Mob Wife aesthetic that kicked off our year, being enveloped by a cozy coat. I call it the swaddling game. So last winter, we saw a lot of those big, chunky wool cardigans that have the wraparound scarf that look very elegant and that already have the scarf built in. It was a beautiful totem jacket that spurred many different imitations. You could get the real thing for, I think it was $1,400. You could get one on Amazon for $50, just depends on your price point. And of course, a lot of different iterations in between. And so that is still here. If you got one last season, you're gonna be very in style. Along with the swallowing concept are the very chunky jackets. If you live somewhere up north like me, I live in upstate New York. So I'm always looking to find a coat that low-key resembles my comforter to just walk out in and have it be a fashion statement. So that is in right now. If you love those cozy coats, then the bigger the better. If you already have them in your closet, great. But really just leaning into your big teddy coats from previous years. Now, actual real fur is a very big trend for this fall as well. I'm not into furs, I'm asthmatic, so I don't know if you can relate to this, but when you have allergies and asthma, you just don't want anything to do with fur, not to mention it's unkind to the animals. But when I see a fur in real life walking down the street, like somebody that's wearing one, my jaw always drops because it looks so beautiful. However, it's not for me. So let me know if you're a fur person or not, or if you're an asthmatic or not. The third fall fashion trend to love if you hate trends is the English countryside. Now this is just think Queen Elizabeth in Sandringham with her little doggies and her bonnet and stuff. This is kind of what you're trying to emulate. And English countryside is another one that, much like leopard print, is not a big shocker for fall. I'm sorry to say, anybody who's saying, oh, surprise, it's English countryside. No, it's always part of fall. It's when we all decide that we could have been equestrians, and we could have owned a pony, and we find our knee-high boots, and we find our peacoats. And peacoats are very classic. I think we all have a peacoat in our closet, either from J. Crew or Banana Republic. And it's a great time to dust it off, get the lint roller, and put it to use. Along with this English countryside are beautiful, rich plaids that I feel like started to kind of pick up momentum in the spring, which I thought was a little funny because spring is not for plaid, but we started seeing it even in like some of the summer silhouettes. And along with this bigger trend, a couple little things that you can do to bring this aesthetic to life. For example, wearing your knee-high boots with a little peekaboo white sock peeking up right at the very top, very thin layer, because again, I think it's an extension of having those crew socks pulled up versus the no-show socks that are such a millennial no-no. And so having that little hint of sock at the top just makes it look very relevant and of the moment. So it's an easy way to freshen up your boots from last year and have that English countryside look. The other thing that you can do is leave your cardigan unbuttoned, except for the top button, and have it be a very nice way to show off the top underneath, especially as you start layering, making it feel very 2024. And a 180 from Queen Elizabeth at Sandringham is boss lady, which is ironic because she was also a boss lady. But what I mean by boss lady is having that corporate, very kind of menswear inspired look that, again, not a shocker for fall. And there's a lot of different ways to bring this trend to life. Number one is a favorite of mine. It's turtlenecks, particularly high neck. So my absolute favorite piece of clothing is an Aritzia black turtleneck that I literally wear probably like 100 days out of the year. So that's my favorite piece of clothing. For this year, what's very relevant is a high neck, not only in tops, but also in coats. So if you're looking to invest for a coat, take a look at some of these high neck coats that look so elegant. And they're also very functional when you don't want to also have to, wrap a scarf around yourself. It kind of does it 2 for 1. I like to invest in a coat every year because of where I live. So this might be something that I consider. In terms of trousers, it's a little bit of a division. Yes, the languid, beautiful, flowy, oversized, powerful trousers still do something to me. I really love the power vibe of it. But one thing that we're seeing, because this is fashion, is just a return to a more cigarette pant that kind of started with the capri pants in the spring, summer. Again, more of a tailored fit, a little bit more of a slender tailoring that shows off your legs. This looks really pretty, in particular when it comes to those cinch waist blazers that have persisted back in from the beginning of the year. Cinch waist started to really kind of pick up December, January, and so now they're still going strong. Another easy way to get that boss vibe is with the red lipstick. Red lips are such a beautiful statement, an easy way to lean into red, which is a big color trend for fall 2024. Cherry burgundy red. You're not into buying actual colors. Like if you're a color phobe, then a great way to get started with color is with accessories or makeup. The other thing to incorporate into your boss lady aesthetic is crop jackets, which I think you probably have them by now if you have been following the fashion trends this year. And if not, they're fairly easy to crop. If you're not looking to invest in one, you can just kind of belt it and play around with the silhouette. That's kind of how I sold myself on buying a crop jacket. Is first I cropped my jacket with the belt, and then I realized that I liked the way it looked. And then maybe a couple weeks later, I was like, okay, I'm ready to buy my crop jacket. There's actually a really beautiful one from H&M in a beautiful olive green, and all the greens are very trendy for fall 2024. Number 5 is a personal favorite. I'm gonna lump these two together. You might disagree, Western and boho. So the reason I'm lumping these two together is because there's a lot of shared elements between the two, and they're both very trendy fall 2024. I have a whole video dedicated on how to style Western boots. I think will really help you if you've kind of been bombarded with country Western concert outfits all summer long like I have. I have never seen more country Western outfit videos, content, things fed to me about this particular topic. So if it has finally gotten to you, or you have Western boots and you like them, check out the video. I think it'll be really helpful as you plan your outfits. But I think this is a great trend to lean into if you hate trends, because there's really a lot of different elements that are easy to style and have fun with. And sometimes it's just as easy as, you know how in 2018, people started wearing sneakers instead of heels or pumps with big dresses, and it became like this whole movement of like, oh, wear sneakers with basically anything. I think this is kind of the case for Western boots right now, is switching that thinking from sneakers to boots. So now just saying to yourself, okay, if it's that maxi skirt outfit, if it's my jeans outfits, if it's shorts, wearing your Western boots and having it be part of this greater trend that is going on. It has nothing to do with popping on a cowboy hat or, wearing fringe or turquoise, which by the way, I am not opposed to, because fun fact, I'm from Texas, and I think you can take the girl out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the girl. I would love to hear where you're from. I live in New York right now. I've kind of lived all over the place, Minneapolis, Chicago, spent a little bit of time in California, Florida. So would love to hear what part of the country you're from. I think it really influences and affects how we dress. In terms of the boho trend, what I love about this and why it's kind of married to the Western to me is because there's a lot of oversized, beautiful ruffle shirts, oversized flowy dresses that are high neck, suedes, that work really well with Western boots. And it's not about having like the big floppy hats and, you know, again, a ton of fringe or feathers or having, you know, looking like a hippie. There was a lot of inspiration from the Chloe Paris fashion show last season. Sienna Miller put boho chic back on the map at her Glastonbury appearance. And, you know, she's got the beautiful husband and the baby, and she's still gorgeous. And I, not so secretly, have a very big girl crush on her. If it's good enough for Sienna, it's good enough for me. Number 6, colors. Colors are both annoying as trends and easy because most likely you can easily pop them in and out of your closet. In particular, there's 3 colors we need to talk about. Number 1, which is a big shocker to me, butter yellow. I think butter yellow does not belong in fall. But I'm open to exploring butter yellow. It can be tricky on some skin tones, and I haven't gotten my colors done, and I don't even know if I want to, because I feel like I like what I like. I don't need to look my best in certain colors. Like, I just want to wear the colors that I like. I think butter yellow is a fantastic color to incorporate if you're a neutrals lover because it's not too loud, it easily blends in with other neutrals. The other color that is kind of surprising to me is green, and all shades of green. I've had a particular weakness for forest green lately. I'm in love. Like, I actually want to paint my car that color. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's like a midlife crisis, but instead of getting a red car, I suddenly want a forest green car. It's sometimes like wake up and think about it. It's weird. Forest green has really been on my radar. Sage is another beautiful color. Sage was actually the color of my bridesmaid dresses when I got married 100 years ago. I'm a green lover through and through. And then the other color that we all know and have heard about all year long, reddish burgundy, cherry color that has been everywhere. And now I have quite a few burgundy pieces. And guess what? I really like them. And I think burgundy looks really fantastic with white, black, and burgundy. Gray and burgundy, so beautiful and classic. So I'm gonna keep going on my burgundy journey. You're bound to have one of these 3 colors in your closet. And number 7, this one is very wearable. It's the no makeup look. And now this is a very weird one for me because I feel like fall has always been about the smoky eye, bold lip, you know, defined brows. And that is still happening. But then there's also this whole other thing going on where it's like natural, the sunburnt, you know, blush thing, and that's it. And then putting that blush on your lips and calling it a day and not wearing mascara, not wearing anything. And that sounds amazing. I feel like if you take really great care of your skin and you're investing in facials and you know, you want that natural look, especially now when I'm 40, I just turned 45 a couple months ago. I guess I'm not just turning 45, I am 45. And so I feel like sometimes the less makeup I wear, the better. I used to be a dancer and performed for a long time, so I was always used of like fake eyelashes and tons of makeup, and I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia in like doing my makeup every day and like doing a bold makeup. So I think I'll go back and forth between these 2. Let me know if you lean one way or the other, or if you're also a lover of both. I think it's really interesting to see these 2 divergent trends very much alive and well at the same time in fall 2024. If you love kind of these trend videos, make sure to watch my 7 fashion trends that died in 2024. And if you had fun with me today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you really soon.